Simplicity is key to abstract art at our SABC3 Top Billing Artists Workshop.
Since nursery school, you really don't want a fanatic for an art tutor. So while Glen Josselsohn is a top-selling artist, the fact that he also delights in renovation, design, wildlife, sport, and travel made him an ideal host for Top Billing's Artists Workshop in proud association with SABC3.
It wasn't a paintbrush Glen Josselsohn first used when he was at nursery school, but his fingers. It would be a telling sign, as his art, while often abstract, has found very pragmatic ways to get itself onto paper.
Where did it all begin?
Well, Angelique, I've been painting all my life. I've grown up in a home with artists. My mom's a well-known artist. My brother and father are very artistic, so it's always been part of my life.
After watching the film on the life of artist Jackson Pollock, Glen invented different ways of applying his paints.
So I found that squirting with a syringe is probably the most exciting because it's more controlled and I'm able to actually get the paint on very nicely, and I'm able to draw with the paint in a squirting motion.
Though simple, Glen's figures convey great character and expression through their motion.
The paint I use is actually special. It's a concoction that I've put together that gives these images its raised effect. Today, these lucky people are going to get the secret, and I'm going to show them how to use this fantastic application.
His main points were that in this style, you lose the focus of your image if there's too much clutter. So a session of sketching helped get that clutter out of the way before refining the idea.
When you're doing your ideas on paper, rather just go for something very simple so that we can follow the lines when we're dripping the paint.
In this two-tone approach, a clear concept is essential.
Really just seeing the black and white contrast, and the first thing that came to mind was sort of burnt trees with vultures sitting on them in a sort of African set, so I thought it would look good.
It helped having Glen there to bridge the gap between appreciating Miro or Jackson Pollock and doing it yourself.
This is my third workshop and I thoroughly enjoyed every one of them. I think it's a great way to meet good artists and to learn something about different techniques.
At a certain point, the work is done, and any more will only fudge the idea.
If it's too complicated, it's just going to be a big smudge on paper. So the fun starts just now.
Glen wields his syringe with remarkable control.
The harder you squirt, the thicker the lines. The idea is to get a constant flow, but also to keep it fine.
That their tutor is admittedly shy in person, but so expressive in his work, helped everyone shed their own self-consciousness and let that ink flow. Still, this was only groundwork.
We are going to hand out to you the coarse, heavy-duty paper that's going to be framed.
Big match temperament they definitely had, and they'd also succeeded in bridging the gap between having a thought and immediately expressing it.
There's a message in there somewhere.
Isn't it gorgeous? This is a heart.
I can see that. Who's the lucky guy?
I can't say. Just like you have art secrets, I have secrets of love.
The energy the ink was applied with came right back off the paper.
What inspired you for this painting?
Well, if you look at the liquid inside the glass and it kind of moves around and it's all over the show, it's the same thing with the syringe. You just squirt it out and it's all over.
Well, it looks fabulous.
The ideas were plain for all to see, even if the way of arriving there felt like anarchy.
It was really a lot of fun. And yourself, Mom?
Lots of fun and very messy.
Exactly the spirit of getting your feet wet, which the gallery of Anthony Yapanis is designed to encourage. It's an interactive environment where enthusiasts and buyers can learn about as well as buy art.
Art workshops are a platform for other people to be able to express themselves, and at the same time they're in this place with all these wonderful and beautiful things, and what happens is they get a lot of inspiration out of it.
Whether you're learning to make pewter for the dining room, sculpture for an office, or just an image you identify with and love having around, getting involved in creating art is the best education in art.